I've been running HOLT Productions for over 6 years now. After manufacturing and designing lures for that long, it's really easy to get caught up on what's coming next, or what new colours should I be working on or promoting. It's really easy to forget to fish some of the original designs that we worked on. One in particular was from our very first restock. This lure, above all, I can confidently say is the backbone of HOLT Productions. It still blows me away to this day on how many fish this lure has caught people all around the country. This video started out with the intention of fishing white spot prawn for dewies, and talk about the drift technique that I used to find these fish. A big wind change halfway through the video put a spanner in the works. We had consistent cold southerly winds that quickly changed to hot northerlies. I tried to persist for jewfish when I knew I should have been changing tactic. This video is made up of a few small sessions. With my first daughter turning 2, and the arrival of our second daughter only months ago, with the wedding thrown in, life has been crazy to say the least. I feel lucky to have such a good fishery right on my doorstep with so many options, and a wife that understands my passion for fishing. Little did I know, one of these sessions was going to see me cross paths with a true trophy fish of the estuary.
All right, welcome back and good morning. We've got incredible conditions. So we've got southerly winds, new moon, and a big run out tide. So everything in my gut is telling me to chase jewfish in the local. So that's what we're gonna try and do this morning. First thing I'll do before the sun's up is have a look in the shallows, see if I can get a jack or a jewfish that's pushed up, fed at night, and still feeding. And then what I want to do in this video is I want to try and explain my drift technique for jewfish. So I want to be able to throw the drone up, try and see if I can explain this drift. Hopefully it comes through on camera, because it can be an incredible way of covering a lot of water and finding fish. So that's the plan. Hopefully I can find a few fish on the sounder first, but I'll fish these shallows first, and then we won't fish them for long. We'll fish them for probably 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll keep sounding around, see if I can find a few fish on the sounder for you. But leave it with me. I'm going to enjoy this little sunrise and see if I can get a little sneaky bite here first, but leave it with me. Oh, fuck. Yeah. I got out of bed about half an hour ago. Yeah, I only lit. Yeah. Oh man, that is massive. Oh shit. Oh, that's stripping line, man. It ate it on the drop. Oh man, that's cutting water. Oi. Oh man. Oh shit. Foul hook GT. When it was swimming towards me, I wondering why my line was doing that. It was like, oh man, it's a chunky one. Well, I thought that was going to be a very, very large fish then, but foul hook GT to start with. I don't know how that happened, but we'll get him back. Try again. Now, I'd say there's 3 key elements to this drifting technique. One is casting angle. So you either want to be casting parallel to your drift or slightly down current. What happens if your lure starts getting dragged, you start snagging, especially if you're fishing rock bars and laydowns and things like that. Second thing that's super important is when you're hitting the bottom, 2 sharp hops and leave a good belly of line. Sharp hop, You don't want to be winding too much line, because what happens if you wind too much line is you bring it up, wind all that slack in, and then the lure is going to pendulum back towards the boat. What you want it doing, bounce, bounce, hit the bottom, bounce, bounce, hit the bottom. So basically your lure is just going dunk, 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 dunk. And that's essentially, I call it searching the bottom. So these jewfish won't come very high up off the bottom to eat your lure. So what you want to be doing is just basically searching that bottom. The third part of the technique that's super important is your foot pedal. So with this drift, what you don't want is you don't want the boat being pushed away from your cast. If anything, you want it drifting slowly towards your cast. So if you've got a little bit of crosswind, or if the current's pushing you away from where you're casting, that's going to pull that belly of line out and you're not going to be able to feel the bottom, and the technique won't be correct and you won't catch fish. So that's where the foot pedal comes in handy. It's hands-free fishing. So I can basically keep angling the boat towards my cast if the wind's pushing me that way. So basically, if you've got a hand remote, you have to take your hand off the reel, fiddle with it, and then get back onto it. And by that time, if you're fishing heavy current, that belly of line is gone, and you basically have to wind in and start again. So foot pedal, super, super important. This technique works incredibly well at covering water. So big rock bars, big bends, things like that. And then once you isolate the fish and on tide change, you can spot lock and fish that section. But until then, I always reckon drifting is the best way of finding them. All right, let's check this little spot out. Little drift. Let's keep an eye on the sounder for fish. Simple as that. School of Jew, 12 metres. Good fish too. Probably 10 in the school. They're definitely catchable. They're not sitting on rocks either, so I'm assuming they're up on this flat feeding. Ah, missed him. Oh, dropped it again. Come on. Yep, got you that time. Oh, swim towards, swim towards, swim towards. Or is it little? Oh, little Jewy, nice. Whee. He's only a little fella, but I'm happy with that. White spot again, 3-inch, 1/4 ounce head this time. Current's ripping a little bit harder this morning. Won't waste any time, we'll get him back. Chuck another cast out there. It's a lure, he's still good for another fish. See you later, mate. Let's keep going. Yep. What we got, little Trev? I don't want you. I want those big silver things you're hanging around. It's good though, I found a little patch of fish here. That was next cast after the dewy, and the cast before that I missed 2 bites, so that's good. Yep. Oi. Oi. What do we got? Nice little dewy. How cool they look in that clear water, hey? That's all right. White spot again. Little BFS combo. So much fun. Get him back.
Yep, that was a good bite. Oh, hand slipped off the reel there for a sec. That'll be a Jewy 100%. I reckon it might be a little bit better than the last one. Oi. Wow, there's a few sharks. Oh yeah, he's a nice fish. Oi. Yes. Oh, that's sick. That was such a good bite. That'll I reckon that'll come through on camera really well, that bite. Yeah, I'm happy with that fish. He's a good, solid, healthy Jewy. A little bit bigger than the average we're getting at the moment. He's up around that 60, low 60s mark. What a cool fish. Very, very stoked with that. You're definitely sick of hearing me say it now, but yeah, 3-inch white spot, a little bit heavier head, 1/4 ounce head. We've got a lot of tide this morning. And a nice healthy Jewy on the BFS. Might get the good camera out and get a couple of stills with him and get him back. Yeah, school a tough one, I think. All right, I'm going to jam one this time. Yep. Yes. That's the only way to land them. It's just to go ridiculously hard. That's the only way to fight and land them every time, is just to go really hard. Cool little tarpon. That's on a 3-inch white spot. 1 6-ounce BKK head again. That's all right. Cool little fish. There's not a lot of fish are hooked down here that jump, so I'll take that any day. We'll get him back because they don't do super well out of water. See you later, mate. We'll keep going because there's a few fish on the sound here. Weapon of choice this morning, my little BFS combo. And I've got 4-inch swim prawn in white spot, 1/4 ounce head, only 1/0 hook. I don't mind running a smaller hook on the 4-inch when you're chasing jewfish and stuff like that. Because jewfish swallow the hook, I don't mind a smaller hook sometimes. It lets them get it into their mouth, and I reckon you get more hookups. I'm obviously not catching 1.20 fish or anything like that, but you know, even in the bigger ones we get, a 1/0 hook seems to be adequate with any implosion feeder with the smaller mouth. I think a smaller hook, oh, that's just the way I feel. I feel like the smaller hook definitely helps. We're just drifting this little bit of rubble here. I'll just keep an eye on the sounder and see if any fish or bait come through, and then we'll just keep spot hopping this morning. Definitely confident. It feels good this morning. Yep, there's a bite. Swim towards, that's going to be a bigger fish though. I know it doesn't look it at the moment on the rod, but whenever a fish bites like that and it swims towards, oh, what do we got? Jewy, straight up. Very nice. Not a bad fish at all. Get in the boat. Well, that didn't take long. That didn't take long at all. That's second cast of the morning, sorry. 4-inch white spot, 1/4 ounce, 1/4 ounce 1/0 head on 4-inch. You'll see that smaller hook there. I don't know whether the GoPro will pick that up there. That smaller hook pinned him perfectly. We do suggest a 3/0 in the 4-inch most of the time, but personally, when I'm chasing jewfish, I don't mind that 1/0 hook. It looks like there's a lot of lure exposed without hook, but when they're eating prawns, they're not going to be nibbling it. I don't know whether you'll see that in the rod tip there, but they're going to eat a prawn that size whole. There's going to be no real mucking around. But yeah, good little start. Good little start. Well, that current is raging. You can see that there. I'm spot locked. See, mate. Yep, there's one. That was a Jew bite. So while I've got him here, I'll show you what he came from directly on that sounder. Should be interesting. So we've got these, got these rocks on the left here. That's what he came from. And you can just see the, I don't know whether it'll come through on camera, but you can just see the inconsistencies. Like you can see all the rocks there, but you can see there's a school of fish about there, and that's what he came from. So that's what he looks like on the sounder. Just that school of fish there. And here's a healthy Jewy. Could be like low 50s, I'd say. Yeah, a little bit of context to what they look like on the sounder. I'll give them a little hold up to the camera here. Healthy little fish. Not going to complain about catching smaller ones because this system is a little bit of a nursery for them, but you do get your bigger ones in amongst them. We have been getting ones averagely a little bit bigger than this, so I'm not going to complain. 4-inch white spot, and I was saying with that 1/0 hook again, you can see how it pins them. Going a bit crazy. You can see how it pins them. Top lip, he's taking that prawn in whole. Pinned well. Get him back. Got a few fish on the sound here. Don't look like Jewies. Yep, there's one. Oh, what's going on here? Fighting weird, fighting weird. Nice G. Nice G. That's on the 4-inch again. 4-inch swim prawn in white spot. Sun is blaring into my eyes there, sorry. Just the way I spot locked there, but nice little G. Get him back. Good eat, good eat. Swim towards is going to be a big fish. Oh, yep. There's a few sharks on the sounder here, so going to go hard on him. Good Jew, good Jew. Oi. That's a really nice fish. There's nothing wrong with that fish. 3-inch white spot. He's just been working so well. Haven't had to tie anything else on. He's a really well-built Jewy as well. Cool colours, good time of the afternoon. I'm very happy with that. 1 6-ounce BKK ahead again. Haven't tied any other lure or jig head on. That's just working incredibly well. But I might get the good camera out and get a couple of stills of him and keep going. Swim towards again, swim towards. Or is it small? No, it's small. Little Bubba mangrove jack. Smallest little nib. That's the cutest little mangrove jack I've ever seen. Next cast after that Jewy. Proper Bubba. Be good in the aquarium, that little fella. Get him back and keep casting because there's a few fish here. See you later, mate.
Oh, that feels big. It's not doing anything. Oh, oh man, it's big. Dewy. Dewy in the shallows, hey? Little dewy to finish off. That's cool. You're probably sick of hearing me saying it, but 3-inch white spot again. Nice little dewy in the shallow water. Trying for a jack or something like that to finish off on, but definitely no complaints there. Might get a couple little, it's too dark. I was going to say I'll get a couple little stills, but let's get him straight back. No sharks. So lure's doing the damage there. This one's seen better days, but it's all right. Re-rig him. Go again tomorrow morning, I think. Little session tomorrow morning. Fish the run out for an hour or so, and that's probably do it for me. No point in staying for the run in at the moment. We'll cruise back. It's getting pretty dark. All right, just got out for another little session. Finished up with that nice dewy yesterday afternoon. And again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3-inch white spot's been getting all the fish, so chuck him on again. That's how I like to rig them. You can put a little bit of an arch in the back to give it a bit more of a little prawny look, and they swim really good like that. It frees up the legs. Some plastics it'll make spin, but with the prawns, it's actually not too bad. So slight little arch up in the back. Oh, there's some fish on the sounder. I don't know if you can see them. We're only in shallow water, but I don't know whether that'll pick that up on camera or not, but these little line shadows, they can be dewies. And I have been finding them in shallow water in the morning. We don't have much wind at all this morning, so very nice change. I'm just going to fish this spot quickly. Not going to be out very long this session. I've just been doing a heap of little small sessions. I don't get a fish this morning, I'll be very, very surprised, let me put it that way. The only problem is when you head out with a small window, you have to pick the right spot because you don't have time to move around, but that's all right. Well, I'll pick my spot. So we're just going to have to stick here for the half an hour and see if we get a bite. Put on 3-inch white spot, 1 6-ounce BKK head. Feels right in that first cast. Yep, this one. Nice little dewy. Good bite. He's in shallow water. Nothing wrong with that. That's cool. No sharks on the sounder. Oh, very happy with that. Just had to move around and find them this morning. Like I was saying before, I've only got half an hour and that's 15 minutes gone. They weren't sitting where I thought they would be. They weren't far away. They're just in a little bit shallower than I thought. Give you a little hold up. I'm happy with that. He's well fed. He's definitely a well fed fish. 3-inch white spot, 1/6 ounce BKK head, and that little BFS combo. I'm happy with him. I'll get him back and see if we can get another one out of that school. There's a few sitting there, so happy days, happy days. Yep, something 8 on the drop. Doesn't feel big, but it could be swimming towards. No, I'd say small. Little Bubba Jew. Proper shrinky. It's alright, still a fish. Means they're up here. I'll give you a really quick look at him. 3-inch white spot, just pinned. He 8 on the drop. It's all right, a little BFS. That's a 1/6 ounce BKK harp axe. Beautiful little fish. Get him back. Yep. Yep. Feels all right. Oh, monster flatty. Monster flathead. Stay on. Got 20-pound leader, so I should be fine as long as it doesn't. Oh, through hooks. I was about to say it's fine unless it throws hooks. There's not a lot you can do about that. Alright, so just pull up at this spot. Seen a couple of fish on the sounder just as I drove in, but I didn't want to drive over the spot and kind of spook anything. So I'm just going to drift in with the tide here. I've got the wind coming into me, so I've got the electric motor on constant. He's on about 4. Just pushing against the wind and trying to move with the tide and trying to keep some sort of normality in the drift. So I'll just keep an eye on the sounder and keep an ear open for bait getting blown up on or anything like that. We'll just keep moving around until we work out where the fish are sitting. So I might turn my attention to rock bars soon if I don't see anything on the sounder. Try for a little mangrove jack or something, or a big one hopefully. Bit of bait and a shark floating around, so I'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, it's just too windy at this spot. It's too windy. All right, so I've sounded up a few spots and it's all looking fairly barren. I was going to chase jewfish this morning, but we do have northerly winds, and I do find that sometimes in this system when you have consistent northerlies, for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, you don't get the jewies schooling up, and they can be harder to get to eat as well. Like you can definitely catch them still, but not really playing the percentages. So I'm gonna turn my focus to mangrove jack and fish a few rock bars, and yeah, because we do have a little bit higher water temps from these consistent northerlies, which makes sense. So hopefully I can convert a jack this morning. I'm using a 3-inch SWIMPRAWN in white spot and a 1/6 ounce BKK head. I might need to go a little bit heavier because it is pretty windy this morning. See how I go. Try this to start with. Show the little lure here. So that's him there. Little BFS combo this morning. Run 20-pound leader though, so you know, have been hooking some pretty big jacks and stuff like that, and there is always a few barra and stuff floating around, and there has been a couple of threadies caught, which I've never caught a noosa thready. So that's always been on the bucket list, and it feels like there's a a few in the system at the moment. They must have come in with that last lot of rain, because I hadn't heard of one being caught in years, and then a handful get caught all in a couple of weeks. So time will tell. But yeah, 20-pound leader, 10-pound main line, 1 to 4 kilos, 7 foot in feet rod. There's not a lot of tide flow at the moment. We've got the smaller of the tides this morning, bigger tide, the Savo. Wind is a lot different than what we've been getting. We haven't had consistent northerlies for a very long time. Yep, big fish, big fish. Oh no. That was massive. I don't know what the hell was going on then. Oh, I couldn't set hooks into it properly. It was moving around so much. Massive head shakes, and it was moving around heaps. I don't know what that was going to be. Yep, that's big. Yep, that's big. That's really big. That's stripping line, and that's tight drag. I have no idea what this thing's going to be. Oh man. I'm going to loosen off on him now. He's at the boat a bit. Oh, I've seen sharks today. Giant mangrove jack. Giant, absolute giant. Oh man. Oh man. That thing is ridiculous. 3-inch white spot. I'm so happy I'm running heavier leader today. And I was running super tight drag on him. I can't believe how big that fish is. That's a good fish. Well, what an incredible fish. 55 centimeters, a mangrove jack, 3-inch white spot, got it done. 1/6 ounce BKK head. How's the colours on him? I'm so stoked with that. I'm just stoked as well that I was using heavy enough gear to stop him, because he went proper hard around those rocks. But I'll have a sound over. I'll have a sound over there and show you what it looks like where he came from. But yeah, that's just an incredible fish. It's getting back in the water. So I'm definitely not one to scream and carry on camera. It's just not who I am. But believe me, that is about as good as it gets for light tackle estuary fishing for me. I'm proper stoked with that fish. It's good running heavier leader and heavier line today, because I just don't think I would have stopped him. Hopefully the footage shows how hard he was going, but it's only a small combo. It's not a heavy combo by any means. It's a little 1 to 4 kilo in feet BFS rod and a little 70 size Tatula reel. 10-pound main line, 20-pound leader with an FG, and you can go proper hard on that. 3-inch white spot, 1/6 ounce BKK head, and we're just about to come over the little rubble bar I got him off here. So I'll show you what it looks like. There's nothing special about it. You'll see there's just a little bit of rubble, a little bit of a high spot. You know, it's a spot that I've caught dewies over the years, caught a handful of mangrove jack, but it's definitely not a spot I'd call a jack spot, or like a spot I'd just call a dewey spot. It's just a little zone that I always kind of have a look at. And then, like I was saying, with the northerly winds, I thought I'd try and chase some mangrove jack and hit these shallower rock bars where where they can be. But I'm proper stoked with that one. I'm gonna pull up and have another little fish here, and I'll have another look at a few other spots upriver. But shaping up to be a good day. Pretty quiet morning, but that that definitely got me fired up. I lost one fish early, which I'll do a little replay of. But yeah, very, very stoked. I'll keep going and see if we can get into a few more. Yep. Oh, what is that? Oh man, what is that thing? Trevally. Oh wow. Man, he went hard. It's lock drag though, so that's what you get. 3-inch white spot again. Oi. Not going to complain about that. Come in, you bastard. That current's hectic. How good are these little in-feed bait casters? Look at that. Oh yeah. Nothing wrong with him. Nice little GT on the BFS gear, and there's a 3-inch white spot down there somewhere, but I'm happy with that. We'll get him back and see if we can get a few more of his mates, or hopefully a couple more of those redfish.